Let's take a look at human resources security and third parties. Now, we should have proper information security practices there that says that we make sure that the employees and the contractors and third parties all understand their responsibilities. They should ensure that they're suitable for the roles that they're being considered for. And, of course, that we do that to try to reduce the risk of theft, fraud, misuse of facilities. Specifically, your security responsibilities should be addressed prior to employment. Candidates for the appointment should have been adequately screened, right? Background checks, that sort of stuff. And there should be a signed agreement on the roles of securities and responsibilities, including confidentiality. Some of you might call it an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, but you should have that with all people that come in, third parties, the rest. I think about this when I was about to teach a class for a very large routing company, and I'll just tell you, they were in the top two. And it was a brand new product that officially wasn't out on the market yet, but I'd been in on some of this process. I understood it. And it was funny because they had everybody in the classroom sign an NDA, third party, coming in, because they were going to learn about stuff that they hadn't released yet, and so they didn't want to disclose. And they even made me sign an NDA, and I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, I'm disseminating the information. But anyway, it's just a part of policy, right? That's what they said. They said, yep, you got to sign one too. And I said, okay, that's fine. I understand the need for these types of controls to try to protect your internal information or your sensitive information. Now, some of the considerations that you should look at, you should at least take a look at, are things like screening, right? Screening is just that. It's going through a background. It's looking at qualifications, and job histories. And I realize that's great to say in kind of a nice theory. I understand that background checks, past employment, isn't all that easy because people don't want to get sued and they don't tell you the truth and those sorts of things. But either way, just because you might not think you'll get real information doesn't mean you shouldn't go through the process. I think that's what I'm trying to convey. It should be a part of the policy regardless. Because if you do get in trouble and you do have an employee that maybe had a background that you didn't know about, of doing bad things, had you gone through the screening process, you could have found it. But even if you didn't find it, at least you can say liability-wise, well, we did this much work, right? We did this background. We need to make sure that we have some sort of policies in there for the terms and conditions of employment. We also need to have policies that talk about what happens during employment. You should also have policies about the termination or change of employment and issues or documentation about the removal of access rights.